Warm welcome. Black out. Mic light. Thank you. Okay. Yes, hi Dad. I saw you in the car. Hola. On the way from the
Bienvenidos al Gran Cañón. Acuérdate que le llamamos por video. Le llamamos por video y ella se van a mirar. ¿Te invitas a la celebración? ¿Al qué? A la celebración. Se van a hacer fiesta. A los 80. Mariachi o banda. Si él hace el pozole, no sé. Oye, me van a poner. Yo no hago nada de eso. No, está como no de antes.
We didn't get to see many of them for the last couple of years, but a lot of them had babies.
Good evening. Welcome to OC Live. It's okay, you can clap. I think we forgot how to be in a room together for a live event, but we're back and I'm very loud. How are you? Are we excited? My name is Amy Edwards. I'm the director of OC Live and I'm Communication Studies professor here at the college. How many of you are here for your first OC Live ever? Look around, we always have to take a poll. Well, that's a lot of you, so welcome. So happy to have you here. What I can promise you is it won't be your last. We started OC Live in 2017. We hit a little blip with the pandemic, like most live events, but now we are back. So we've got three more shows this semester. I want to tell you about them, get you excited about them, and you can check them out on our website. April 13th, we do our version of sort of TED Talks. It's called We Speak, and it's student stories from their own voices talking about resilience and grit. It's really motivational, so please come back April 13th. We're going to do an Earth Day celebration on April 20th. We're going to show a film and have a panel of guests afterwards. And then on May 4th, we're going to do It's Still in Motion. We're going to do a deaf event with our ASL classes. So join us for those events. In the lobby, there is a piece of paper where you can put your name on an email list, and you can get all of the news for OC Live. So thank you for being here. A couple of thank yous to all the people involved in OC Live. President Sanchez, thank you for championing this program. He's back there. Let's say hello and thank you. He keeps the program free to all of the community. Parking is free, so there's really no excuses for not coming. Come for an hour to enjoy yourselves. Lots of other people, James Schulke, our head of marketing, Jeremy Gilbert, Gigi, Anitra, Reiner, Scott, all the film students, all these people and more are part of OC Live. Jeremy, thank you in the booth for all of the technical. Thank you to our ASL interpreter. So it really takes a whole team just to bring an event, but we are happy to do it. Okay, let's get on with the show because you're not here to see me. Also remember that we're live streaming the event, so I'll wave to the people. I think there were 6 people watching. I think it's my husband and my mom and my aunt and my cousin, but at least it's a start. So remember, if you can't be here live, you can also tune in on our YouTube channel. Okay, enough about me and OC Live. Let's turn to the talent. Mohiniyattam is an Indian classical dance form rooted in the feminine spirit, and it holds great relevance for women across all ages and all cultures, but it also holds relevance for society at large. It is a very traditional dance form. It resonates with the contemporary relevance as it epitomizes values that can inspire and impact our lives in a direct and tangible way. Our dancer tonight, Vijayalakshmi, is a world-renowned Indian classical dancer and acclaimed exponent of Mohiniyattam, the graceful classical dance form from South India. She's also a choreographer, she's an actress, she's a speaker, she's a feminist, she's a writer, and all of that is wrapped up into one. She's gonna talk a little bit about all the dances she does tonight. We're gonna watch, we're gonna listen, we're gonna learn, and at the end, she's happy to take some questions and have a conversation. OC Live is being able to inspire, delight, and inform. Please welcome Vijayalakshmi.
Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Good evening to all of you, my dear friends, who are here today. And I want to especially welcome all the wonderful students at Oxford College to this program today. And I'm very, very excited to be back here again after a couple of years. Like Amy said, Mohiniyattam is one of the major Indian classical dance forms. And before I actually get on with the performance, I thought she already gave a wonderful introduction to the dance form. But to just brief you a little bit about the background of the dance form, it literally translates into dance of divine enchantress. And I think the beauty of this dance form is that although it is a very ancient traditional form that evolved in the temples of South India, to me the most amazing aspect is that it bears great relevance to our present times. And because the dance form speaks in a very significant way, it speaks to femininity, it speaks to the contemporary woman, it speaks to society, and it's in fact a very powerful expression of femininity. So a dance form that has a great pragmatic contemporary relevance to our lives today. And I also want to say that I want to welcome all the young students who have transitioned from being in high school to now college. And I think to all the students here, I want to say that this is a very huge transition for you, where it will mark a very significant stage of your life. And to go back to the dance form, because the dance form is rooted in the sacred feminine and is steeped in femininity, therefore the spirit of the dance form is completely permeated with Shringara, or which translates into love or beauty. And therefore the movements are very graceful and very languorous, with no abrupt movements. Another major highlight of this dance form is, besides having a very rich technique in terms of the body movements, there is also very great emphasis on facial expression, on the dramatic facial expression, perhaps more than any other Indian classical dance form. So you will get a glimpse of all of that today. And just a few things I wanted to share with all the young girls, the young women. In fact, now you're young women. A couple of thoughts I wanted to share with you, that especially as a South Asian woman that I am, and a woman of color, I want to share that the sooner a young woman recognizes her power, the earlier we do that in our lives, the better it is for us, and we can then eliminate a lot of the unnecessary pain and suffering that we would otherwise have to encounter. So I think this is some very important aspects I wanted to share with all the young women, young girls here, that to be always aware of your power, how powerful you are, despite all the detrimental cultural, social, societal conditioning that, especially as women of color, we have to deal with. And where, when we know how powerful we are, and the sooner we recognize it, we embrace it, and we live our life from there without subscribing to any of the conditioning around us. And second of all, that as young women, it is very, very important. Formal education, I think, it plays a very critical role in a person's life, and I myself was very fortunate to have gone to one of the wonderful colleges in India, in New Delhi. But apart from formal education, I think what is necessary is for a young person to be mentored about how to cope with life. The first thing being to really know who we are. It is very, very important as a young person to embark on that process of discovering and knowing who we truly are, so that we don't live our lives based on what others expect us to be. And second of all, I want to say that for the young women, that valuing oneself is one of the most critical things for a young woman. Loving yourself and valuing yourself, because the most important relationship for any human being, especially a woman, is the one we have with ourselves. So if we ourselves don't value and cherish and love ourselves, then chances are people around us will also not do that. And the reason I wanted to share all this with you today is that I'm really happy to be here on the occasion of the Women's History Month, March being the Women's History Month. And last week we celebrated International Women's Day, and the dance form has everything to do with femininity, so I really wanted to share this with all of you. But now we'll get on with the dance. And I'm going to start with an item which is very close to my heart, an Ashtapadi, written by a 12th century poet called Jayadeva, which describes the divine love of Radha and Krishna. And I chose this item because it is very descriptive and evocative of the spring season. Spring, as you know, is when nature is completely exploding in its beauty. And so the item describes, but while spring is so beautiful and evocative, it is also a very difficult time for young lovers, as for Radha, the beautiful consort of Krishna, who yearns to be with him. And there is this beautiful description of spring where flowers are abloom everywhere, and the cool breeze is blowing, and the creepers are swaying in the gentle breeze, and there are swarms of bees. And the cuckoo singing. But Radha is in a feverish state to be separated from her beloved Krishna. And meanwhile, Cupid, with his flower arrows, plays mischief with all the young lovers, tormenting them with his flower arrows. So sings the poet Jayadeva the glory of Krishna, who always resides in his heart, Ashtapadi. So after the Ashtapadi, you saw the divine love of Radha and Krishna. And this item also stresses upon a very significant aspect of Indian classical dance in general, especially of a dance form like this, that it is very spiritual in nature. So every time we dance, it is a form of communion with divinity, and it is a very sacred, it is like an offering to divinity. So the first item was a very good example of that. And now I will move on to the next item, which I really hope you like. It's a very simple item that describes a mother and her baby. It's a very universal item, and it was originally composed a few hundred years ago for the king of, when the royal king of Kerala was, Swati Thirunal was born. It was composed by his uncle. And here, the mother compares the beauty of nature with her baby and wonders who could be more beautiful, nature or her baby. So she begins with, she watches the moon and wonders that is the moon more beautiful or my baby? And then she wonders if the beautiful flowers, if the flowers are more beautiful or her baby. And then she continues with, is the honey dripping from the flowers, the honey, is honey sweeter or is receiving a kiss, her baby's sweet kiss, is that sweeter? Of course, everything about her baby is naturally sweeter than all of nature. And then she suddenly sees, can you tell me what this could be? Can you tell me what this could possibly be? That's a good try, butterfly, but no. Fantastic. Did you say peacock? Absolutely fabulous. Yes, peacock. So then she sees a peacock and she wonders, is the peacock more beautiful or my baby? And then she hears the cuckoo and she actually mistakes her baby's, the sound of her baby crying to the sound of a cuckoo. And then suddenly she finds that her baby is, lo and behold, her baby has sprung out of her lap as she rocks her baby to sleep. And then she's amused because her baby is so agile, like the deer, jumping out of her lap. And then finally, she prays to divinity to bless her baby with all divine love and care, and bless her baby so that her baby grows up to be super successful. And so that is the lullaby.
ചാഞ്ചാടിയാടും മയിലോ മൃദു പഞ്ചമം പാടും കുയിലോ ചാഞ്ചാടിയാടും മയിലോ മൃദു പഞ്ചമം പാടും കുയിലോ ചാഞ്ചാടിയാടും മയിലോ മൃദു പഞ്ചമം പാടും കുയിലോ ചാഞ്ചാടിയാടും മയിലോ മൃദു
So I hope you are enjoying Mohiniyattam. I'm glad. So I'm going to conclude with a very, sorry. I'm going to conclude with a very fun item. It's called Pandatam, which describes a game of ball between friends. And in this item, the heroine invites her friends to join her in a game of ball. And she beckons her friend to join her and says, having arrived, why are you standing so far? And she says, join me in a game of ball, my beautiful, my friend, who is lotus-eyed. Come, join me in a game of ball. And then she further says, that after all, life is full of ups and downs. So, just like a game of ball, life is full of ups and downs, so is life. So, forget about all your worries, my beautiful friend who has beautiful pearl-like teeth. Come, join me in a game of ball. So I think I want to say that this item kind of resonates with something that we all have just experienced, 2 years of being isolated with COVID, and it is now time, hopefully, to come out and celebrate and share our experiences with each other, share our joy, share our lives. And so I invite you to enjoy this third item, Pandatam, which I will conclude with. And before I dance it, I want to thank Amy Edwards. I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart for creating this wonderful opportunity to perform today for the students, and the entire tech team of Jeremy and Gigi and Liz and the entire student volunteer team. Thank you so much, and I look forward to working more closely with Oxnard College in the near future.
How about a how about another round of applause? Thank you. Namaste. Don't go away, don't go away. Come back just for a moment. I just like to end our OC Lives, not just with a walk out the door, but are there any questions or comments anyone would like to make? See, the hand shut up so fast. Let me bring you the microphone so everyone can hear you.
Do I press a button or anything?
No, just on for you.
Well, first of all, wow. I've never seen anybody use their hands and their arms more beautifully than you did tonight. And the way that you conveyed the story with your eyes and with your face, wow, what an incredible artist you are. Obviously, this is an extremely demanding discipline in doing this kind of dance, and it must be, you have to be in perfect physical shape to do something like this so smoothly. So can you tell us a little bit about the background of what it's taken you to get this far to be able to perform so incredibly?
Thank you for your sorry. Thank you for your appreciation, all your appreciation. Thank you so much. I love your question. I think it's a great question, and it's interesting because sorry, it was something that I wanted to also share with the young students today, that I think Indian dance, especially a dance form like this, what has it taken me? It's taken me my whole life. I've been dancing since the age of 5, and I belong to a family of traditional artists. My mother is my guru. She's a legendary, internationally known artist, dancer, choreographer, and she's a pioneer. She has been singularly responsible for reviving and putting this dance form on the national map in India and on the international map. She's in some ways synonymous with this dance form. But that apart, I think what it has taken and what I'd like to really share with the young students and children here is that a dance form like this really demands a certain way of life, where it can't be a one-off thing where you just rehearse and prepare for one performance or something like that. It really calls for, it's a way of life, it's a state of mind, and I always like to speak about the mind-body connection. We cannot, for example, we cannot have a physically fit body, or we cannot have our body do what we want it to do unless we are in a good mental and emotional state. And I think that has been really challenged because of COVID for everyone across the world, across all ages, across all cultures, across all genders. Young people have felt isolated, older people have felt isolated as well. So it is really a way of life, and it is very much possible to have a healthy, robust life as we grow older, and contrary to all the conditioning that we are taught that it is downhill after a certain age, and especially in the West, I see a lot of it. It's like, over 30, over 40, you're just written off, which is so absurd and so sad, because that's not true at all. We don't need to do any cosmetic procedures or anything synthetic. It's all a product of leading, a lifestyle that is as close to nature as possible, which gives you all the energy, all the protection, all the inspiration, and across, all ages. So.
You mean I don't stay 29 forever? That's what you're saying? And we don't want to stay 29 forever.
It is possible to stay 29 forever. It is.
Up here, for sure. Other questions? Just stand and then yell it out.
Okay, that's a great question, fantastic question. So the first song was in Sanskrit because Jayadeva wrote in the classical Indian language of Sanskrit, 12th century AD. And the second song was Malayalam because it's a more recent poem. It's just about a couple of 100 years old. A few 100 years old is very recent in Indian history because everything is several centuries old. And the third item is also Malayalam. But I want to say that I've done a lot of, what shall I say, destroying stereotypes associated with the dance form, where I did an entire production inspired from Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake and presented it at the Bolshoi Theatre in 2005. So I love to break stereotypes. I love doing that because it helps to otherwise, a dance form, whether it's a dance form or it's a woman, stereotypes are very limiting and very detrimental. And it really doesn't allow for any growth.
Yeah, beautiful. I agree, yeah. I think we have another question over here.
Just wanted to make a comment. Thank you so much for the performance. Very good. We appreciate it so much. Will you be performing again somewhere else, or do you have a dance studio?
Yeah, that's a great question. I run an organization in LA. It's called the Mohiniyattam Institute. It's a non-profit where primarily set up for the propagation of this dance form in America and in the West. So I teach very serious students who are really serious about learning and training this dance form. I also train them to perform with me. And the organization also works towards women's empowerment, and the organization collaborates with other non-profit organizations that work for the cause of women. So yes, I would be happy to teach students.
If you put your name on the outside where the email list for OC Live, I'll make sure that she gets it as well so she can add you to her mailing list as well.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And you can follow me on Instagram if you'd like to hear more about the dance form and about all the work that I do for women's empowerment, Vijayalakshmi_TMI.
And her Instagram stories are great. I've been watching and learning how to do the eye roll. Not too good at it, but I'm getting better. Well, thank you. Another round of applause. Vijayalakshmi. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Please get home safely, and we hope to see you at our April 13th event. Thank you. Have a good night.
that compared to? Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I trust you though 100% when you said that because that's what I was feeling. Yeah. There you go. So so there's that. And then so the first one would probably be the and just the same way we can figure out which octave it would sound the best in. And